Welcome to the Highly Sensitive Alpha Male Podcast. I'm your host, Jared Terrell. Let's get into it. Ooh, welcome to Late Night Jazz at FMMB Radio. Tonight we're playing a little bit of Coltrane and some Miles Davis. You know, how do people talk like? How do they talk like that? How they do 4 hours of welcome to Smooth Jazz Late Night. I am your host, J-Rock. Because you know in your life, you're like, hey, how's it going? Like, this is how they talk in your life. What's up, guys? Smooth Jazz. All right. I'm recording from 2 devices. We got my laptop, which is 8 years old. So, still kicking, though. I'm not buying a new one because I don't have money. All right, fuck it. We'll go down until this thing, it'll electrocute me in my sleep, even though I don't keep it in my bedroom. That's how much electricity it has. It's like it has like superpowers, and it'll go through my living room into my bedroom and murder me. And that's when I know I need to get a new laptop. So, anyways, so the video is fine. It's okay. It's a little grainy, but I got my phone going to just to record, because people love watching this shit, apparently. It's so weird. Like, podcasts used to just, they're shows, they're radio shows on your phone. And I didn't even know this until I started listening to the Ricky Gervais podcast, but the name podcast came from, it was a broadcast on your iPod. Back when iPods used to be a thing. And that's how they named it. Podcast. iPod broadcast, and they put it together. I guess Apple might have been one of the first people to do it. I don't know. People like to watch. I think that's cool. God bless you if you're watching just me do this, just talk. I don't know which recording I'm using. But I got my 2 mugs from my late grandparents. We got some tea and we got some coffee, decaf, because it's 6 o'clock at night and I will not harm myself with caffeine. Wow, this episode is just total drivel. So can't even say the words. All good. Drivel so far. No, thank you for listening. I wanted to talk about being alone. Being alone versus loneliness, and how we all need a little bit of alone time. That's healthy, I think, so we can recharge, we can decompress. But as some of you may know or not know, being a highly sensitive person, I need a lot more alone time than the average person. I just do. I need to be alone. I like being alone. It's said that we have a rich inner world. But yeah, I just find I can't be around people for lengthy periods of time. It just really depletes me. I get tired and eventually I get anxious because I'm just drained. I'm like, I gotta get away. So like when I go to family functions, inevitably at some point I'll just go upstairs or go in the basement and just be by myself, just chill. Just overstimulation is what it is. And that's what high sensitivity is it's overstimulation. Neuroscientists call it sensory processing sensitivity. Anywho, so yeah, last night was the end of a 3-day meditation retreat. It was in the city, so 9 to 5, and then you go home at night, which is nice. You kind of get the best of both worlds, if you will. But the end of the retreat, I was just really depleted. It's hard on the body, you're sitting cross-legged all day long, and you face a lot of your own shit. You face a lot of demons, especially because there were some readings, Buddhist readings and readings on mindfulness, and you discuss it. There's discussion. It wasn't like a, typical retreat. So then you face your own demons and challenges, and you start thinking about the world and people and your past. So it just stirs up a lot of shit, and you realize how fucked up you are. And also just how fucked up human beings are. Like I'm really learning that, and it's helping me to accept that and embrace that and learn that oh wow, I just looked at my phone coverage and this is unpleasant. The mugs and just the angle, fuck this. So much recording. It's too much technology. You know how I feel. Oh, guys, come on. It's too much. Yes. This is supposed to be a kind of, I don't know, a morphing, if you will. It sounds like Christopher Walken if, I don't know, he was being tortured. Stop it. Don't. Get back to the point, J-Rock. Come on. You're boosting your levels. They're out of control. Ah. This is what you're in for, folks. You know, the 2.5 people that are listening. I say two because maybe there's 2 humans and a baby, or like 2 adults and a midget, and that's offensive and discriminatory because midgets are, and you're not supposed to say that word anymore. Okay, they're little people, but they're also adults. They're just smaller, but by regular typical human standards they would be half a person just because of their height. So I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying. Guys, also remember I'm a comedian, so we're just having fun. We're goofing around. Don't get offended. If you're offended, that's your problem. Switch off right now, because that's the attitude I have towards being offended by shit. Okay? If you're going to be offended by words, that's your problem. Go home. Okay? Don't interact with the world. Don't do anything. Live in a fucking cave. Put your head in the sand. If you're going to wake up and get offended by words that people say, you know what I mean? If someone's actually doing actions, that can be offensive. Like, oh, violence is offensive. Racism is offensive. Discrimination, where things are actually changing. Like, oh, I'm not letting that person have a job simply because of whatever, their sexual orientation or their skin. But like a joke, go fuck yourself. I'm from Brooklyn. Brooklyn now, you guys. I can't even pronounce words anymore. That's not. Is that a Brooklyn accent? I don't know. Wow. So this is what you sometimes. I'm very ADD. So sometimes you're just into chaos. And I know at least one friend who listened from start to finish to my last episode. And I thank you, good sir. I'm not going to call you out because I don't want to embarrass you, Graham. I love you. Oops. But because he thought, wow, that was a succinct episode. Because I think the first episode there were succinct points, and I modulated from topic to topic. But this is just so far, whatever, smattering of chaos, and that's when it's going to be sometime, you guys. Okay, it's gonna be that. And also, I have this idea that, no, you know what? I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to share it yet. I think it's a really good idea about formatting, but I'm not going to share it because I don't want anyone stealing it. Yeah. Am I paranoid? Maybe. Okay, being alone. God, let's get on topic. My God. So, yeah. So I need to be alone more than the average person. And it's actually starting to concern me. I think it's starting to be a problem. Just in that I'm worried about how my dating life is going to go. And I know, like, when I find someone that I'm willing to, I don't know, commit to, call a girlfriend. I haven't had that many years. I've just dated people, and I haven't found anyone that I really connect with. So I guess I'm concerned because I need to be alone so much. And I find that after like 2, maybe 3 hours, I'm done. I'm spent. I got to go home. But also, I guess that makes sense. I think what it comes down to is not judging myself. Like, okay, I have needs and boundaries, and I just need to understand them and then enforce them. God, I gotta stop looking at the camera. We're not doing this again. I should just cut right now. I should cut the fucking second. All right, stop it. Focus. But yeah, just understanding your own boundaries and needs and then communicating that with the other person when the time is right. But I guess what I do is I don't trust myself, and I don't trust the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, that things are going to work out okay. I think, well, I can only spend 2 or 3 hours with this person right now, and then I need to leave. But that's because I don't know them yet. I've had girlfriends where we spend the whole day together. That doesn't happen until you're actually partners. So I'm getting ahead of myself. But I do think about that. I think, and I only think about it because I'm finding it's getting worse. I'm labeling it as a negative, which I don't think it necessarily is, but right now I am. I feel like I need more time alone than I used to. And that's concerning to me. And I know that's actually typical of aging, of just getting older, is that you kind of, I don't know how to put it. I think the core things that you need grows. They extrapolate. And so I guess I don't know how to I don't have another example for that, but I get like stuff like comfort. Like if like I used to be able to go backpacking Southeast Asia or Latin America and do hostels. Can't do that anymore. I can't do it unless they have private rooms. Some hostels have private rooms. I can do that, but I cannot do dorm sleeping anymore. I just can't. I need my space. I just need my space. I don't feel comfortable. Also, I have fucking sleep apnea and I have a machine, which sucks, but that's the reality of life now. So I've always had it. I had it since I was a kid. I was just tired all the time. And if my parents were competent in any way, they would have figured that out. Okay, good. I hope this gets passed on to them and then they yell at me. No, it won't. They'll never hear it. But maybe they will. Maybe they will. My mom doesn't know how to do podcasts or use podcasts, but my dad definitely does. He's pretty good at technology, so sorry for the offense. But also, fucking, what were you doing? Pay attention. Like, why is your kid so fucking sleepy all the time? Apparently, I used to cry when they woke me up in the morning. I don't remember this. When I was a little kid, maybe like 6, 7, 8 or something, I used to cry because I hated getting up in the morning. Was that a clue? They thought it was because I just hated going to school. And granted, I was bullied a lot. This is a sob story of a fucking podcast. What a sad podcast. Hey, so what did you think about that guy's latest podcast? Highly sensitive alpha male podcast. What's up with that? Yeah, no, it was cool. Just a little manic. Yeah, I'm worried about him. I'm kind of worried about, like, let's make sure he's still alive. Because, I don't know. Oof, we're getting dark. You would think his coffee is regular. But it's not. I'm just excited to talk to you guys, I guess. Where were we? Wow. Oh my God. We're going behind the curtains right now. Yeah, so I need to be alone more than I used to be. And that's concerning to me. But then I also think about, is it my depression? I have clinical depression, and that's kind of one of the symptoms, I guess symptoms, is that you isolate. You want to be alone. It's just very insidious that way. And with clinical depression, this is another episode. But I'm just going to share briefly. It's there all the time. That's what I want to say. It sucks to say that. It sounds really fucking depressing. Pun intended. Not a pun, though. That's not a pun. What is that? It's depressing that you're depressed. Anyways, yeah, it's a bummer. It sounds really sad. But it's just always there. It always is. Like, even generally during happy times, I still feel it in the background very, very faintly, very, very quietly. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And that's a bummer. So like I said, it's very insidious and it creeps on you and it's subtle. So I wonder, is this my depression? Is that why I'm needing more alone time? I don't know. And I don't think there's no way to know unless one day I get happier or less depressed, and I look at this month, like this 1 month that I'm happier, and compare it to, say, a month where I'm isolating a lot, and then I just compare times that I went out, for example, times I hung out with friends. I don't know. That's really hard to quantify. It's important to take your own time. It's also important to push yourself and be with people, because I do find that the happiest I am generally is when I'm making art, whether that's acting or stand up. But when I'm with people I love, people that I really like hanging out with, shooting the shit with, talking with, I think that's when I feel my most joy. And also exercise, sports, nature, the beach, the ocean, animals. Oh, dogs. My God. Dogs are just happy juice. All of them. I don't drink dogs. I don't blend them up and then that's sick. What? Why would you think that? Oh, man. But just petting a happy dog, ah, forget about it. It's the best. You people that have dogs, you appreciate it, okay? Because those of us that can't, for various reasons, their lifestyle won't afford it, just, you appreciate your doggy. I hope some of this has been funny, because otherwise I'm just rambling and ranting like a lunatic. So being alone, I don't know. It's strange, too, because I'm alone now, I think, more than I've been in a long time. Meaning, so I have a job where I work alone. I just do stuff around the house, like painting and cleaning and landscaping stuff. So I do that alone. I'm single, so I don't have a girlfriend or partner. You know what? The partner thing really annoys me. I get it, but it also annoys me. If you're under 25 and you call your girlfriend or boyfriend a partner, you're a fucking douchebag. Okay? I'm sorry. Like, why are you trying to sound mature and like, this is my partner? You're 23. Just call him your girlfriend. Okay, that's rant. That rant is done. Yeah, so I don't have that. My roommate and I work opposite schedules, so I almost live alone. What else? I go to the gym alone. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't have like a best friend that lives near me. My friends are scattered throughout the city. I don't have like that core group of friends that some people have. I say some because I think most people don't have that, but a lot of people do. And that's very cool. So I'm alone a lot, and yet I still feel like I need, like, I'll get home from work and I've been alone all day long, but I want to be alone. Like, oh man, I've had a long day of being alone. Now just give me some space. Like, it's odd. I don't know what that means. I'm probably placing too much weight on it. But I guess it just concerns me a little bit. That's all. Because I don't want to be an antisocial weirdo. And again, I'm no judgment. I'm not trying to judge, even though that was so judgmental. But it's just, it's easy to get lost. And with technology, you can feel like you're connected when you're completely alone. You're completely isolated. And that's, one of the big problems of tech. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what this episode was supposed to be about. I just wanted to share that. I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm trying not to judge myself for it and trying to just embrace who I am. But at the same time, really, I'm learning who I am still. From what I've been told, that's a lifelong journey, which is fucking annoying. Like, what? What do you mean? Or maybe it's a lifelong journey of learning things. But you continually keep learning things about yourself, so I don't... Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for listening. And I think I'm not... Is there a message? Do I have a message for this? I do not. But being alone's okay. It's okay to be alone. And I think as long as it's not getting in the way of your happiness or getting the things that you want and being connected to the world and people in your life, because we need to stay connected. And I don't mean fucking texting or whatever, social media, like seeing people, phoning them, hearing their voice. Then yeah, I think it's okay. All right, thanks for listening. Peace out.